I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about the new ban that just went into effect in the UK. So if you're an Amazon seller in the grocery category in England, you just recently got hit with HFSS, which is a new ban on items that are quote unquote less healthy. So the government regulation is kicked in where if you're high in fat, high in sugar, high in salts, there's a ban on promotions, so buy one get one free, and it mainly applies to retail. They can't be on certain end caps or certain promotions they can and can't run. Basically, the government is trying to regulate whether people eat healthy or they don't, and they're making it more difficult for unhealthy, quote unquote, unhealthy brands to advertise. What has this played out in reality? This ban was delayed, was supposed to take effect, finally took effect in October. And it's been a complete disaster the first 30 days. In addition to the fact that England's dealing with a new prime minister, new king, and a lot of new changes at the top. On top of that, at just an operational level, Amazon in the UK is a little bit of a hot mess, especially in the grocery category, because Amazon hasn't been sure how to navigate these new HFSS regulations. So what it's done is kind of put a blanket ban on anybody advertising it at all. Doesn't matter if you're healthy, unhealthy, they're not sure where the line is. And so we've had several clients. We have one of the top 3 energy drinks that we manage Amazon for. Their entire UK business has been pretty difficult because we've gone from being able to advertise for it to like struggling with it. And it doesn't matter if it's energy drinks, healthy breakfast cereal, or anything in between. The UK in particular is dealing with this. What can you do? Couple of tips for you. Tip number 1. And this is going to seem counterintuitive. Tip number 1 for dealing with it, don't escalate. So when we've filed POAs, when we've started escalating, when we've started going deeper on this, what we found is that if you stick your head up and say, hey, Amazon, you guys blocked some of our listings. They're actually not high in fat, not high in sugar. They shouldn't apply. Amazon goes, hey, really appreciate you bringing this to our attention. We're going to do the exact opposite of common sense and the exact opposite of what you want to do. And we're going to actually like ban everything else in your catalog. So tip number 1 right now, don't escalate, keep a low profile. Whatever you do, don't start filing a bunch of cases with seller support in the UK because it's more than likely going to have the opposite of the intended effect. Number 2, this is going to be the toughest part. Be patient. And why I say be patient, obviously there's a lot, this is affecting a lot of brands. It's affecting like entire subcategories. You're not the only one that's in this bucket. So if you're a CEO in the UK and you're saying, hey, how do I navigate this like food ban? You know, how do I navigate this? You know, I'm actually we have a client who actually sells really healthy food in the UK. And they're like, we should be capitalizing on this ban. We should be doing a lot better. Hey, there's going to be some creative ways to kind of navigate or manage around this. You might have to drive external traffic to your listings rather than driving internal traffic. But if you're patient, give it like 30, 60, 90 days with New Year, New You coming up, a lot of other pressure, a lot of other brands. Let the UK figure out who their prime minister is. Let him last longer than a head of cabbage, unlike the last one. That's a joke. I love my British friends out there. But give it a little bit of time for it to kind of like settle in. Amazon will figure out how to navigate that regulatory water. And then, you know, they can't put a blanket ban on, you know, who draws the line between what's healthy and unhealthy. So we'll see where it actually goes. But Amazon's going to figure out how to navigate that better over the next 30, 60, 90 days and provide updated guidance for brands. Tip number 3, and I alluded to this. For now, focus on driving some internal traffic, on some external traffic. So normally you have a lot of opportunity in Amazon's internal pay-per-click engines to bid on keywords, drive traffic to brands, drive traffic to your listings. In this scenario, you can actually drive a lot of external traffic. And so focus on your external traffic drivers, whether that's Reddit, TikTok, Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook ads, Google ads, whatever. But focus on driving some external traffic to your listings. That'll actually get the sales to pop up without utilizing Amazon's internal engines. You're not doing anything that you shouldn't do. There might be some restrictions on those other platforms for driving traffic to Amazon that you might have to navigate. We're not sure all the platforms that have been affected by the high fat, high sugar, the unhealthy food ban. But if there's one thing I know about prohibition, you know, if alcohol's legal, don't worry, your sugary snacks are coming back. So we're navigating that. We've got some updated guidance. You know, if you have more questions about this, feel free to DM us below. I'm sure we'll have more updates for you. In the meantime, also, and this is my last and final suggestion, ramp other marketplaces. My final suggestion, focus on markets that aren't dealing with this, whether that is like, you know, Germany is a fantastic market to focus on the US, Canada, France, Spain, Italy. Focus on some of the other marketplaces that Amazon has that aren't affected by this ban. Right now it's localized only to the UK. So if you are not a UK brand or you are not a UK seller, you're not affected by it. So triage your marketplaces, and this might be a great time to like readjust the focus away from the UK, let them get it figured out, and then come back at it. Those are a few tips on dealing with the UK HFSSS ban. We'll see you in the marketplace.